Hey, kia ora, Erin. Welcome to the Drive Time Show with Ms. Leah. How's it all going?
It's going great, all things considered. I've managed to get some time in the marakai today in between checking emails and interacting with students. So I guess I'm making the most of the situation that we've got at the moment.
Beautiful. And what have you been planting in your marakai?
I've planted some broccoli seedlings, some spinach, cauliflower, and some silver beets. So, greens.
Nice. Very good. Very good. So, tell us, what do you teach at Stratford High School?
So I'm a science pūtaiao and food and nutrition teacher at Stratford High School, and I'm also the SCT, so specialist classroom teacher, who supports teachers with the engagement and with their students with learning and things. So this sort of times kind of means I ramp it up a level to support teachers in teaching in a completely different environment to what they're used to.
I bet. And speaking of different environment, we went into a level 4, pretty quick. Tuesday evening we found out, and Wednesday we were on a full level 4 lockdown. And I can imagine a lot of teachers around Aotearoa were probably not prepared. What did that mean for you guys at Whakaurangi at Stratford High School?
Yeah, so I always take my laptop home with me anyway, just often don't always use it, but it's just out of habit, I guess. But pretty sure there were a few of us who were caught a bit short. I mean, the announcement earlier on that there were some positive cases within the community gave us a wee bit of a heads up as to what might be happening. I guess the things that I'm really missing at the moment are the resources that I could be using with my students, and also the marking that I'd left at school that I could have been using this time to catch up on. So not too much of a drama, but you always want to be keeping busy and making the most of the time you have. So things that were left behind, we're just sort of waiting to hear when we can get access to them.
Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. Got somebody trying to join me in my interview.
Okay, bye.
So what does that mean for the rangatahi at Stratford High School? How does school work for them? Bearing in mind, obviously, we've already been through this before, but there probably is some students like year 9s that have only started with you this year that, it might be a little bit different to what they did last year in lockdown.
I actually think my year 9s have been engaging with me a lot more than my seniors. I think my seniors are holding out and hoping that it might just be a bit of a 3-day holiday and they'll deal with the catch up once we get back to kura. But I'm not sure that we'll be so lucky. So I'll be engaging with them with a little bit more sort of urgency come next week if they're still taking a little bit of time out. But obviously we're really aware that every student's in a completely different situation at home, and especially with secondary students being slightly older, they're often the ones who are left to look after the household during the day if their parents or caregivers are essential workers. So we obviously always have those sorts of things in the back of our minds, because at the end of the day, it's the student wellbeing that we want to be thinking about, and in terms of the work that we're expecting from them. We don't want to be putting any unwanted pressure on them to get schoolwork done if they're also getting, they've got those responsibilities at home that they might be needing to care for.
Right. And it seems like it's a common theme amongst other teachers that I've spoken to is the health and well-being of the student is important.
Yeah, it's at the moment, I mean, we don't know how long we're going to be in lockdown for, but we're obviously just planning everything day by day as we get the information that we can. as teachers didn't take all the resources home that they needed, students were exactly the same. So some of their textbooks, some of their gear is sitting at school, and so it's just a matter of planning as to how we can allow them to have access to that, when we can give them access to that, and going from there. So yeah, it really is just day by day, and there's no point in stressing anybody out about things that nobody actually has control over.
Yeah, totally. Tautoko that's for sure. Hey, what is your advice for other rangatahi that are at home today? And, you know, we find out this afternoon what's going to be happening with us here in Taranaki. You know, what's your advice to our rangatahi that are at home at the moment?
I guess communication. I've loved having, you know, just little emails from my students, just telling me what they've been up to. And that engagement just tells me that they're, you know, they're okay and they know where to go if they do have anything that they want to chat about. And so it's just keeping those lines of communication open. If your teacher's given you some work that you're unsure of or you don't think you're going to be able to complete, let them know about it. Be upfront. Don't try and hide from it. We understand that everyone's in different situations, so we're not. The communication is what we're after, probably more than the actual work output at this stage.
Totally. Oh, well, that's so great to hear. And, all the best with your little kaimara that you've got going, and for the rest of whatever happens in this lockdown for you guys as teachers. Thank you so much for joining me today, Erin.
Ngā mihi.